Okay, so today we're going to be talking about matrix word problems. So, matrices or matrices are just basically a rectangular array of numbers. Kind of looks like a table right there, right? The only difference is they don't have like the cross sections and they've kind of got like brackets around them. But um, you'll notice like each row might represent a specific thing and each column might represent a specific thing. So that's kind of the whole thing with matrices is they're all about rows and columns, and we'll get into that more in the next video. But looking at this problem right here, we've got a pasta bar that's kind of keeping track of items sold. So we've got like a type of pasta and then like a type of sauce. So like each row is a type of pasta and each column is a type of sauce. So obviously you don't eat a pasta without a sauce. It's kind of gross. So when you have a pasta, you're going to have a certain type of sauce with it as well. So like two things would apply to one thing. That tells you who ordered that, right? So like 9 people ordered penne pasta with marinara sauce. So it's going to ask us some questions for the word problems, and we're just basically interpreting the matrix. Okay, this should be a pretty straightforward assignment, but the idea here is like, what do the rows represent in the matrix? Well, the rows are the types of pasta. Okay, what do the columns represent? Well, the columns represent the different sauces, right? Okay, what are the dimensions of the matrix? And it even says row by column. So basically it wants to know how many rows and how many columns. And we write this as like a number by number type of thing. So there are 3 rows here and 2 columns. So we would write that as a 3 by 2. So that is a 3 by 2 matrix. It's always rows by columns. Okay? So 3 rows, 2 columns, 3 by 2. How many elements are in the matrix? So elements are the individual numbers in the matrix, and you can count. There are 6 numbers there, right? Or another way to figure out the elements really easily is to just take the dimensions and multiply them. 3 times 2 is 6. So there are 6 elements there, right? Okay. How many people ordered penne pasta with Alfredo sauce? So if we look at that, penne is the first row, Alfredo is the second column, so that would be 5. So it'd just be 5 people. How many people ordered farfalle pasta? I'm sure I said that wrong. I don't even know what kind of pasta that is, which probably means it's a weird pasta. I don't know. Maybe I just don't know pasta very well, but I've never heard of that. With marinara sauce, so the whatever that is, and the marinara sauce, that's the third row, first column, so that's 3, right? So 3 people ordered that. How many people ordered pasta with Alfredo sauce? No, that's a tricky one. So it wants how many people ordered pasta with Alfredo sauce. So it wants us to add up that entire column. So it'll be 5 plus 7, which is 12, plus 8 is 20. So that is 5 plus 7 plus 8, which is 20 people altogether, right? 5 plus 7 plus 8 is 20. How many people ordered fettuccine pasta? So that one wants me to add up the row. So fettuccine is the second row, so 5 plus 7 is 12. So 12 people. No, that is not 12. Yeah, that is 12. I don't know why I'm guessing myself. 12. Okay. Let's try another example here, just real quick. So here we have some longboards being made, and we've got different types. So Lewis's longboard's making 3 types of longboards: hybrid, downhills, and cruisers. Production of each board requires sanding, painting, and assembly. This matrix shows the number of hours for each thing. So how many hours of painting are required for a hybrid? Well, so painting is the second row, hybrid is the first column, so that would be 0.6. Okay, how many hours of sanding are required for a cruiser? Sanding is the first row, cruiser is the third column, so 0.3. Okay, what is the total number of hours of labor needed to produce 2 downhills? So here is the number to produce 1, right? 1 hour for sanding, 0.8 for painting, and assembly would be 0.2. So if I add those all together, that would be 2 hours. But it wants me to know how many it would require for 2 downhills, which means I'd need to double that to 4, right? So that'd be 4 hours. This is pretty tough stuff, right? I'm gonna do one more and then I'll let you guys work. So the company received an order for the months of July and August. The matrix shows the number of each type of longboard to be produced in each month. So here are the numbers of longboards and the month, right? So how many downhills will be produced in August? So downhills in August would be 75. What is the number of cruises produced in July and August? So I'm going to add those two numbers together, which would be 190. How many longboards must be produced in July? So that's the entire column. These are all longboards, right? So 200 plus 130 is 330, plus another 100 would be 430. So 430 longboards. That's a lot of longboards. Okay. The company needs to know how many hours of painting will be needed in July. Okay. So how many hours are required to paint hybrids in July? So painting a hybrid is 0.6 for every one longboard, right? So if I need to create 200 longboards in July, I would do 200 times 0.6, which is 120 hours. So 120 hours for the hybrids. And that's basically all you're doing is you're taking the number that need to be produced and multiplying by the number of hours that it would take to produce one. So how many hours are required to paint downhills? So downhills are 0.8 and I'm producing 130. So 130 times 0.8 is 104. And how many for cruisers? Cruisers, it takes 0.5 and there are 100. So 100 times 0.5 is 50. Okay. So what is the total number of hours needed to be painted? You're just going to add your three numbers together here, right? So 120 plus 104 plus 50 is 274. And that's basically all you're doing, okay? All right, if you have any questions, concerns, ask your teachers. We're here to help, and I'll see you guys out there.